moving on to basketball news. Now, I'm going to, you see George. George has put his head away from the mic because he's all fucked up, okay? Because you know what? His underwear in a fucking bunch, okay? Because he's all fucked up. He's stressing the fuck out because you know why? The Pacers and the Heat are going to have to go to Game 7. Now, I'm not a Heat fan. I hate the fucking Heat, okay? And everybody be like, fuck, because I'm a Lakers fan, okay? And everybody hates Lakers fans, but I don't give a fuck. I love the Lakers. But I kind of get excited when the Heat lose. One, because I don't want to see them win, but two, because it gets George all fucked up and angry. I would say what's up with your boy LeBron, but I can't say that. Because LeBron's supporting cast just kind of disappears like it did lately, like it was doing in Cleveland.
He made a comment after Game 5, where he single-handedly won the game in the third quarter. If anyone wants to sit there and tell me LeBron needs to do more, what more do you want him to do? He cannot pass the ball to Shane Battier and then run over and shoot the ball for Shane Battier.
Right.
Like, Shane Battier's not shooting well. Ray Allen, that looks like one of the worst acquisitions I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Fucking
Dwayne Wade is
a shell of himself.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh.
One day he looks spectacular, and the next day he's just like fucking invisible.
He might as well be from Germany without the jump shot. He reminds me of Dirk Nowitzki, but he's just a 6'10" guy who doesn't want to go inside. He doesn't want to bang on the boards. He doesn't play defense. My favorite player who comes with all the intensity and plays and gives you everything he has.
This dude from Indiana,
Chris Anderson.
Who posts the right. Yeah, Chris Anderson's crazy.
Chris Anderson. Without him in Game 6, and everyone's like, it's just Chris Anderson. With Chris Bosh, right now, I just went to the store, and on the milk carton, there's a picture of Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and fucking Ray Allen.
Because all three of the Musketeers are missing, bitches!
They look fucking I don't know what to say. Like,
let me tell you something, man. If they let Indiana get aggressive and get it going in Miami, I don't give a fuck. Because Indiana has beat them in Miami a couple times this year, and once in the playoffs. They could be in trouble. And I'm going to tell you what, if they don't make it to the finals, definitely. And if they do make it to the finals and play like this, they're going to fucking have fits with the Spurs. And if they don't beat the Spurs, this team's done. I mean, it's done. Bosh is last year of his contract, right? Wade just...
I'm going to amnesty Wade, and I'm going to trade Bosh.
Right.
And then I'm going to ask LeBron, do you want to stay or not? Like, if you want to leave, I don't fucking blame you because...
Come to LA, son. Open arms. I posted, a couple shows ago, I posed, you'd be rooting for the Lakers. I'll buy you a Lakers shirt the first day. Yeah, I'd buy you a Lakers shirt.
For all of you don't get it, I follow players. I have no loyalty to a team, just one, and that's the Eagles. I don't follow Eagles players once they leave. I follow the Eagles, and I follow LeBron James, Robinson Cano, Derek Jeter, A-Rod, but he doesn't play anymore.
I promise you this. If the Lakers did sign LeBron, if some way that miraculously happened, it'll never happen. But if miraculously happened, I'm buying the trip to LA and we're going to the Forum to watch him. That's an expensive trip. That's all I can say, Shorty.
Yeah,
anyway.
Well, to me, as a basketball fan and other basketball news, that's just really unsettling, I would say, for Clippers fans. Chris Paul's a free agent.
Yeah, and he's pissed.
And he is pissed off. They fired his head coach. He liked his head coach. And then they sort of kind of say, well, it's Blake Griffin and Chris Paul's fault.
Yeah, and he did not take to that. And they said,
Chris Paul has an attitude. And they say, he'll go, you can keep your more money. I'm leaving. I'm out.
Because that makes him feel like he doesn't trust management.
That, to me, is the scariest free agent out there.
Grant Hill retired. He's another Clipper gone now.
Who?
Grant Hill. God knows who because he hasn't. But, I mean, he's gone. So that Clippers team, all of a sudden, it looks so strong at the beginning of the season. They have a lot of issues. They need a new coach.
52 regular season games, and you fire Vinny Del Negro?
I know. Vinny, that Negro. That Negro's going to have a coaching job somewhere else. You can believe that Negro. That Negro is going to get a coaching job. So if Chris
Paul's a free agent, where do you see him going?
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This
to the Lakers?
No. If two guys have wanted to play with each other for a while, Dwight Howard and Chris Paul.
Right.
Okay, Dwight Howard's kind of shifty in L.A. I don't know what's going on. He's already getting off to a bad start. Both of those guys, the one franchise that can get them both and would love to have them, they'd be close. One of the players grew up there is Atlanta. The Atlanta Hawks could sign Dwight Howard for a lot of money, and they could sign Chris Paul. And let me tell you something, they would be nasty.
Yeah, but what do you do with Josh Smith?
Huh?
What do you do with Josh Smith?
I don't know. Put him somewhere. He doesn't run the point, right?
No, he's a power forward.
Right. Well, that's good. Now you got a power forward, you got a center, and a fucking point guard.
But he's sort of the power forward in that kind of Carmelo thing. He thinks the offense should go through him.
Well, that's good though. It could kind of go through him. I mean,
Really?
I mean,
how's that offense going through Kobe going for Dwight Howard now?
Well, Kobe's a guard.
Dwight Howard thinks you should get the ball every time.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
I mean, he could be a power forward, and I mean, it could be a little different. Like it seemed. Okay, put it this way: when Dwight Howard and Pau Gasol play without Kobe, it's pretty good. And Pau Gasol scores like Josh Smith does.
But you also know what Powell does when he gets the ball? He looks to pass it.
Yeah.
Because he can take it out to the elbow, and you have to legitimately respect his shot.
Right.
So his defender has to come out, or he will drop that shit all day long.
Right.
Now, when you do come out, that puts Dwight singled on whoever, and let's trust it. Dwight Howard, 4 feet within the basket, you need 2 people on him, or he's just going to jump up and fucking dunk on you.
Well, but Josh Smith, okay, how would you describe his game? I mean, he can shoot a little bit from the outside and definitely go to the hoop, right? I mean, a little bit from the outside, like
if this is the dash line where you have to stand outside to get a charge.
He can shoot like 12 footers, 14 footers. He's like Bosh, right?
No one's like Bosh.
I mean, but
Bosh is the only player in the NBA history to look like his team's mascot.
Okay, but think about this: who was
He's
the guy
terrible.
who played in Orlando with Dwight Howard? Rashard Lewis. But he had a
three.
good outside. Yeah, he did have a three.
It'll put it this way: if those two end up in Atlanta, it'll be really interesting.
But you know what they might do? They might put those two in Atlanta and say,
ship
fuck
Josh
it,
Smith out
and get a lot of decent pieces for Josh Smith.
Because you still have Horford and Smith.
Yeah. They got a team in Atlanta.
Yeah, but they got a lot of money in those two players right there. Because Joe Johnson had to leave because of those two contracts.
I think that could tell me what you guys think about
where do you see Chris Paul going?
Yeah, and if he does go somewhere. And Dwight Howard, if they don't sign with their respective teams. Now, on that note, we're fucking out of here. Deuces. Comical, brash, and yeah, sometimes politically incorrect. The Uncut Sports Show. Non-traditional sports coverage delivered the way you like it by your uncensored co-hosts, Kevin White and George Bedford.